And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luke O'Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Ritual of Ignorance by Reaping Asmodea. You can see the band playing Forever Death Fest on Friday, December 6th at the Beat Kitchen. And then we heard Neurological Apocalypse by Art of the Flesh. They have a return show after a hiatus of 6 years, playing Armageddon Fest 2 on the Miller stage at Penny Road Pub, November 2nd, which will be there and sponsoring. What up, homie? I'm Luke O'Blaze with Morgan Danielle. We are rocking out in the dungeon of Fitz' Spare Keys. The dungeon. That's a good one. And we have special guests tonight. Why don't you guys just go ahead and introduce? You just go ahead and introduce yourselves, everyone.
Well, we are OutDrejas, and we are a rock band that poses as a metal band on select podcasts. And I'm David. I play the guitar and I sing.
I'm Jeremy. I play drums.
I'm Tyler. I play bass and I sing.
I'm Ani and I play keyboard.
And we do have a very special co-host with us tonight. Go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Wesley Jaffrey, owner of Jaffrey Artist Media and bassist in the band Invictus. It's an honor to be on here. Thank you for the opportunity.
So lots of fun new people joining our show tonight. Well, let's start out with a tough question. OutDrejas. How in the world do you come up with something so outrageous?
Well, I was actually the bassist in a metal band. It was called Anointing of the Sick. But our drummer didn't know how to spell anointing, so we had an extra N. So the domain name was available when we wanted a website, so that was nice. But yeah, I was playing with them, and we were playing mojos and stuff. That kind of dates, I guess, when we existed. And I always wanted to try my hand at fronting a rock band. So we kind of got to know the people there. And I asked them one day, I'm like, "Hey, I have another band. Can we play? Can you book my other band?" And I didn't have another band. I was making that up. So they booked my fake band, and they're like, "Yeah, so what are you guys called?" And I panicked, and I was like, OutDrejas, because my last name is Drejas, and it's a little outrageous, I guess. So that's now I guess we're stuck with it. So now I look like the asshole that named the band after himself, but I guess I am that. So I'm just gonna own that's what happened.
What are you, Benjamin Burnley? Like, man.
Well, you obviously had people that joined in your project.
And I'm honored.
So how did you find
how
the rest of the
quickly,
band?
after you're like, hey, I've got another band, you're like, oh shit, I actually have to put together this band.
Yeah, so the way that whole thing worked, when you have a fake band and you have a show in a month and you have to get a half hour of original material together, you I don't know, you just kind of ask random people like, hey, can you do this thing? And so one of my best buddies is a really good violinist, really good. So I'm like, hey, can you be the drummer in my rock band?
It's very logical.
I have a drum set. You can learn how to play at my house. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then his brother, who had like played like shitty punk guitar. Not he wasn't a shitty player, but like I consider it like a genre. It's not a demeaning thing I'm saying. Like shitty punk, like that.
Like Old Style Rascals, the band I met you through, right?
Yeah, like that's a thing. I appreciate what it has to offer, you know. And that's his. He's like a shitty punk rhythm guitarist, and he had never played bass before. And we were like, yeah, I'll be your bassist. Let's do this shit. And so we were actually playing a battle of the bands at Mojo's with 9 other metal bands, and I was up there with an acoustic guitar. So we were the ugly duckling at the litter or whatever, and like we took second out of 10 at this like weird battle conglomerate, and that turned into an opening slot at Puddle of Mud, which like, I mean, say all you want about about Wes Scantlin and all that shit. Like, I listened to them growing up. I formed a fake band, and now I'm opening for a band that I've actually paid money to see. Like, I had their autograph, and like from years ago, and so it's like, well, this is fucking cool. So that like turned into, you know, like when you make friends with the other opening bands and stuff, and you're not like a dick at the shows, like some other cool things can happen. So they were like, hey, we're playing House of Blues. Do you want to open for us? So next thing we know, now the fake band is playing at House of Blues. And then
Fake band.
yeah, and at some point, like, you got to think, well, this isn't, I guess, a fake band. It's a real band. So, well, when you have a project like that, you don't get, like, there's different ways to form a band. Some people will form a band, and they'll be a bunch of their buddies, and they'll be like, we want to be in this band together. We're all in it. We're going to form it. That's a lot different than when you get people that think that they're playing one show, and then there just keeps being another show. Like, so you get a lot more turnover of band members. It's not like you have all this drama. It's not like you're in these terrible arguments and creative different. It's literally just people didn't actually want to be in a band. They thought they were playing a show. So
One show.
we were always, yeah, it was always like a one at a time kind of a thing. And it got to a point where, like, I don't know, I started thinking it was like, wow, this is what I've always wanted it to be, is a real band. And then, so, like, we met Ani we were, you know, playing at Big Shots in Valparaiso. Rest in peace to that venue. But, you know, that she was in the crowd. Like, we had one of our fill-in.
You're playing keyboards for us now.
That place was really cool, but it was rough sometimes with the crowds. So she was the only person there, hardly, like, it was a very empty night, you know, like, it was kind of a weird vibe, because you'd be opening for, like, some, like, headlining, like, band and there'd be, like, 20 people there to see the show. It was kind of strange. Like, it had a weird vibe that, you know, like, but anyway, yeah, so she was there. We went to Denny's, you know, with she was friends with our fill-in drummer at the time, and I handed her a CD, and she came to her first rehearsal, and she knew all the songs.
Was this after
Whoa.
Double Door, right?
This was after the Double Door,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'd already been a fake band for a couple of years at that point. And then, like, she, you know, we were playing a show, and she met Tyler, and they actually are dating, the two of them. And so that started before he joined the band. But we kind of, in a way, stole him away from his old band, which was a metal band.
Yeah,
What band did they steal you from?
Within the Trenches. So
Okay.
Jeremy and I, drummer Jeremy here, we're both within the Trenches. Ani met me, and how it was is we were going to Summer NAMM in Nashville, and OutDrejas' then current bassist called us up. We were on our way back, and he quit on the phone. And I was sitting in the car with Ani and Dave, and I just tapped Dave on the shoulder, like, "Hey, Dave, I'll fill in." They went all of 5 seconds without a bassist.
We had a show in like 2 days, so it was like really nice that he was just like, yeah, I'll do that show. And then I was like, if you like it, you know, we happen to need a bassist now. So like that dynamic kind of turned into, you know, and like then when like that, you know, his other band kind of, we don't need to go into why they disbanded, but they did, and it left Jeremy here, you know, looking for something, and
I need a home.
Homeless.
and like that. So we essentially got half of Within the Trenches. So we're like half a metal band. I mean, that's, I don't know.
When did the band actually become an
When did you
actual
stop
band
calling
and not
yourself
a
fake? Yeah.
fake band?
You know, I've always thought you should let other people call you a real band, right? You shouldn't call yourself. But no, I mean, we released our first music video, I think it was about 2 years ago. And like that, for us, kind of blew up. Like, it got almost 200,000 hits on Facebook.
Dang.
And I threw like $100 on it. It wasn't like I threw a ton of advertising. You know what I mean? Like, you can buy your views if you want. But I literally, like, a ton of people were sharing it, and we got a bunch of fans from it on our page. And like,
Real fans.
that was like the moment where I was like, all right, this is
We're in a real
this
band.
is, we're
now.
in a real band, everybody. Like, awesome, you know? Like, So I guess we've been posers for 3 years, and 2 years we've been trying. I don't know if I can't call myself not a poser because that makes you sound like a poser. But whatever insert word there for 2 years. So
What song was the music video for?
this song called Promise. It's a song about I'm kind of a geek during the day. Like I program computers and stuff. That's like my other gig. And like I went to Marquette to learn how to do all that crap. University in Milwaukee. And Craig Robinson from The Office, Daryl from The Office. I don't know if you guys watch.
Wonderful
Hell yeah.
actor.
He was doing like a kind of like a stand-up kind of a. He's actually a pretty talented piano player. So his stand-up it's very musical. It involves like having a keyboard and him kind of singing a little bit, and
He has a band as well, right?
he does. But
They were, like, briefly on a
Marquette, I
TV show
don't think Marquette had the budget for the whole band.
Makes sense.
We can only afford Craig.
Yes. So he was doing his thing, and I went there and I asked him. I'm like, hey man, how do I get to be on the side of the stage you're on? Like that's the side I want to be on. Like I've been, learning how to play guitar. I mean, there was days I'd played a guitar 11, 12 hours in a day. Like it didn't happen that often, but it actually happened a couple times. I wasn't the greatest student, so I would just sit and play guitar all the day. Like, and he said to me, he's like, man, you just got to make a promise to yourself that you're going to do whatever you want to do, and you just keep your promise, and it's that simple. And for like some kid asking him that, I mean, I think he could have answered in a lot of other cheesier ways than that. Like that's a tough question. Like basically, how do you be successful in life? But some random fucking kid is asking you at the college that couldn't afford your whole band. Like, you know what I mean? Like I liked that. That meant that was cool. And so that night, went back, wrote some lyrics. It was about a 10-minute long song that wasn't that great. And after you rewrite a song a few times, you could revisit it. 3 months, 6 months later, you get to a point where you're like, all right, I actually like this now a lot. And we recorded it we actually recorded it in 2 different studios. One of them was Chicago Recording Company, and we got the guy that did some of the Hives records, and he does a lot of the live stuff. Like he did, Paul McCartney at Lollapalooza. He was one of the mixing guys. Like, he was a hell of a resume behind him. And then we actually didn't quite finish it there, so we went to Groove Master, and that was like Johnny K's place where he recorded all the Disturbed albums and stuff. So like, I actually got to sing like into the same microphone that like Dave Draymond did, the iconic and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So it's kind of the backstory. We had it mastered by the guy that did actually AC/DC's last album mastered. So like, I figured we got enough star power behind our like creation team. So if the song sucks because we wrote a shitty song, like that was kind of what I was going for. Is like, if people like it, awesome. I've heard so many different bands where like if they just had a little more production value in their single, at least it would help a lot, And as much as I love like listening to old Bad Religion, where you can tell they recorded it in a basement or something, like I was looking for at the time it was 2016 or whatever the hell year it was, and just seemed like people didn't appreciate that as much. They wanted like a more polished product from the start. So that was.
If you want to be taken seriously, you just have to have industry quality stuff.
Yeah.
Presentation is everything. I know it's like hard. The clients I work with, budgets aren't always there, but I try to accommodate the best I can.
It's tough, and I decided, let's just try to take the best song and record that song rather than a lot of bands will try to record 10 songs, but if you don't have, I don't know, I liked doing them more one at a time because I felt like you're not thinking about anything else. You go home from the studio that night and you're thinking about that song, and you listen to that song 50 times when they give you like a rough mix, and you nitpick the crap out of it to the point where you're almost annoying the engineer that's working. Like that's kind of how I like to deal with all that stuff. So that song's called Promise, and it's out everywhere that people look for music.
I think we should play it. I think since you've had 200,000 plus views on this needs to be the first song. But now here it is. You need to go check out the music video now too. So the first track from OutDrejas tonight is Promise.
Don't let life get you down. Don't let them stand in your way. 'Cause you made a promise to yourself, and now you lead the
I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's... Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
Hi, we're Debility, and I'm Zach.
I'm Sean.
Johnny Taco.
I'm Ryan. They've locked us in this room. There's no food in here. I'm cold and tired. They want us to tell you that you're listening to the
Metal Experience.
Please send help.
All right, we are back with Metal Experience. I am once again Morgan Danielle hanging out with Luco Blaze. Our co-host Wesley is here tonight, and we are hanging out with OutDrejas. That was Promise, the first track that we heard tonight, and that was also a music video that you can watch on your YouTube channel. And the handle for that is that just OutDrejas Band?
Yeah, just OutDrejas. Like I said, if you ever forget how to spell it, you can just go right on over to fuckthepackers.com to remind yourself just exactly what the correct spelling would be. And it's a unique enough name where you can pretty much type it in any website or Google or whatever, and then there's not like a bunch of OutDrejases out in the world.
I'm going to it right now.
Could I do a plug too? That's
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, guys, what I do is I'm a bass player in the band Invictus, and I operate Jeffrey Artist Media. Essentially, it's just a one-stop shop for artists. We offer shows that are paid, most importantly, video, merch. Name what you need, I'll hook it up. That's about that. Jeffrey Artist Media at Facebook, at Jeffrey Artist Media Instagram.
Nice.
And yeah.
And you were talking to us over the break about the music video. You actually recorded it in some interesting places.
The music itself was recorded at the stairwell at CRC, Chicago Recording Company in downtown Chicago. And we had a pretty nice little break on the price, so we were able to record on some crazy expensive equipment, like maybe a $12,000 microphone, and we'd wheel it into the stairwell, like using like 200 feet of cable, and it running throughout the whole building just so we can record and get that natural reverb that you hear in the big chorus and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And then the music video. I'm from Homewood, Illinois, so a lot of it's kind of set around Homewood. It's kind of like almost like forming a band in montage. So any of those Rocky fans out there might appreciate it.
Nice.
But then it ends at the House of Blues, and it was super cool of the House of Blues to let us use that footage in there. We took it while we were just playing a show, so we only had one chance to get it right. But
is that the show where you like jumped 37 feet in the air and you got that picture, or what's up?
Whoa, you jumped 37 feet in the air? Was it
still can't
marked
dunk.
by Guinness?
Yeah, I still can't dunk, but I was able to pull that off. But no, it's so that was you're talking about the picture where I'm wearing my Cookie Monster socks and my slack shorts, I think.
I believe so.
I actually cut some slacks into shorts.
I didn't notice the socks, but that's very
spiffy Cookie Monster socks. And it was a perfectly timed photo off the Jump Riser, so it makes you look like, that's as close I'm going to get to Air Jordan, But
his airness.
His airness.
Oh my God, you're so stupid. I did hear when we were listening to it a little bit, in my mind, of an Andrew WK influence, positive vibes, just very upbeat, kind of not ska sounding, but in that like pop punk type vibe.
I call it funky punk.
You call it what?
WK.
Funky punk.
Funky punk. I like
funky
that.
Punk.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did any of you see him do DJing for Black Sabbath a few years back?
He DJ'd for Black
he
Sabbath?
DJ'd and had T-shirt cannons. It was the
Really?
craziest shit I've ever seen.
I was at that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was
That
a great
sounds
show, though,
fucking
wasn't it?
awesome.
Yeah.
He had mosh pits to like Raining Blood and stuff like that.
That's
you know?
pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely know like the I Get Wet album like cover to cover. I mean, it's a classic album. I definitely know more than just Party Hard. You know, like my favorite song is what's it called?
I Get Wet.
She Is Beautiful.
Oh,
that's
that's
my
a good one,
favorite
too.
track on that one, and I like the one that was in the Hitman game too. What was it's kind
The
of
Hitman game?
Yeah, it was like the opening credits, the Morbid one.
I don't play video games.
Well, you're missing out, man.
It's like the most intense game of all time.
Yes. But
Very
no,
brutal.
I definitely, that's the first I've ever heard of that, but I definitely get where you're coming from with the whole vibe of it and stuff, and I mean, I definitely, I've seen him at Riot Fest 1 year too, so it was fun. But
I've seen AWK 3 times, and 2 times I caught water bottles from him.
Nice.
And the first time I had him sign it.
And
The
you
second
never
time I
drank
just
that
didn't.
water, right? You're saving it.
Oh no,
for
it was hot as fuck.
I've seen him 3 times, and I've met him, and it was still like so upbeat. Like he's got so much energy.
It's the white pants, brah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
White pants, white shirt, everything. Just don't care. But I was going to ask you guys, just thinking in the lines of that, what was some of the influences growing up that you guys got started playing your instruments and into the type of music that OutDrejas is playing?
Well, for me, I fell into love with rock and roll at 6, listening to Lonesome George Thorogood and the Destroyers. And then that grew. I mean, I remember also like at my grandparents, I had a cassette tape that my dad made me, and one side of it was Hootie and the Blowfish, and the other side was Kiss. So that was yeah. All
right.
And then I actually wanted to start playing guitar after I saw AC/DC's Live in Donington DVD, just watching how much fun Angus Young was having. That guy makes like guitar playing look as fun as anybody like ever. Seriously,
He still dresses the same way all these years later.
Yeah, seriously. I heard he actually tried out a bunch of different costumes before he set on the school.
I
by
mean,
like,
you've heard of the
you know
Catholic
what the other ones
schoolgirl
were?
costume, but he
was-
takes Catholic schoolboy costumes
Yeah,
to a whole
that's
new
true.
Yes.
level.
Very true.
one of them I think was Spider-Man. Like, can you imagine how different that whole thing would have been if he was
What?
Came out
Yeah.
dressed as
came
Spider-Man
out dressed
every...
as Spider-Man every night? Like, but yeah. Anyway, so AC/DC and then from there it was you start getting into your slightly heavier kind of stuff in your teenage years. I remember having over 24 hours of Metallica on my high school iPod, which is a little different than maybe the bassist over here, but and my first metal CD that I was like straight metal that I fell in love with was All That Remains, The Fall of Ideals.
Yes.
Beautiful album.
That's what, but I actually technically freshman year high school sitting in Mr. Benaziak's biology class.
Benaziak.
Yeah.
What nationality is that?
He's a white dude. I don't know.
White dude is not.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to assume anything else. I'm just telling you the facts I know.
I got taught to drive by a guy
Nation
named Dick
of
Porn.
origin.
What?
Yeah, Richard Porn, but he elected to go by Dick because, well, might as well own that.
I guess.
There was a girl that I graduated with. Her name was Tree Porn.
Was she a hippie?
No, she was just this chick. Her name was Tree Porn.
All right. Wow. But anyway, yeah, Mr. Benaziak's biology class.
The fact that they have to wait till 18 to change that name.
That's a bummer. That was
Formative years there. Yeah.
Terrible.
Just watching Ents from Lord of the Rings, just going at it.
So that was Static X, introduced, and Shadows Fall. Those were like the first 2 I'd probably technically listened to from that whole. So anyway, that's me. What about you, Tyler? What were you into?
Let me guess. Megadeth.
Yeah, so Dave got me there. I'm a big Megadeth fan. That was more when I got into metal. When I started out playing bass, I started more listening to The Who, listening to John Entwistle and his just amazing techniques.
The fingers.
Yes, he does. Or he did so many amazing just runs and had all this really cool stuff that he did. From there, I went to see or listen to Geddy Lee from Rush, do a lot of that stuff. And after that is when I got more into metal. And then I had discovered thrash metal. I discovered Megadeth and Metallica at some point.
Sorry. That's my bad.
Metallica.
No, that's your good.
Yeah, but from there I kind of got into more modern metal, and the rest is history.
Favorite Megadeth album?
The greatest hits.
What a cop out.
Peace sells, but who's buying?
Yes, brah. Favorite Metallica album?
Puppets.
Kill 'Em All.
Kill 'em all. Good answer.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
okay.
Because it's written by Dave Mustaine.
You're such a funny guy. Favorite Slayer album?
Season of the Abyss.
Hell Awaits. Or Rain and Blood. Oh, they're both so good. Okay. Sorry.
My favorite Megadeth is Cryptic Writings.
There's some good stuff on there, man.
Mine is The System Has Failed.
Really?
Yes.
It all came out like 3 weeks ago.
Well, the drums on it are actually done by someone who's originally swing, so it's like very technical shit.
All right. Mine's Peace Sells. I'm so good. So good.
So how about you, Ani?
So I took piano lessons from 3 years old through 8th grade.
Favorite death metal pianist?
The pianist for Flesh God Apocalypse.
Yes, that's mine. So good. His little bows.
So piano's just always been the go-to instrument, and then I grew up listening to rock and metal. It's all my family listens to, and then I'm the third generation of my family to play in a rock band. So it was my grandma, then my dad, then me.
We should have found out during the break what your grandma's rock band was.
Yeah, we should have. You got homework when you get home.
We need to know.
Too bad, Spotify and YouTube and stuff wasn't around back then, because I would have loved to have seen. Do you have pictures of her?
There's one picture, and my mom vaguely remembers it, but she was 4 years old at the time. So
what did
there's
she
not
do
a
in the
whole
band?
lot. She was a singer.
Nice.
Low key, it was Janis Joplin.
I was gonna say she was in the Runaways, Joan Jett, badass granny. But your dad's bands, what type of music does he play?
He did a lot of Christian rock music. He's done a little bit of metal. He's been in a bunch of different bands. And we've been in a band together once. My first band when I was a sophomore in high school.
Currently in a band too?
Not currently, but he's still doing as much as he can with music when he can.
Nice. Got
He's
cool
actually
family.
He's an actor now.
Oh.
We'll talk more about that later. But we have a pretty interesting show to announce at the end of this show.
Well, that's exciting.
Oh my! I know where this is going.
You're so outrageous. All right, next.
All right.
You make band puns.
Mr. Jeremy.
So for me, I actually before drums started out playing trumpet. Went through band through my formative years.
Who's your most favorite metal trumpet player?
My favorite metal trumpet player. Well, he's not exactly metal. It's more punk, but I forget his name from NoFX.
He likes him so much.
Yeah, I shits and giggles every now and again. He just goes on the trumpet, But after...
Have you guys ever thought of incorporating all the other instruments you play into...
We've talked about it, I think.
There's a lot of weird instruments throughout some of the recordings that aren't released and the ones that are.
There's a harp.
Yeah, Ani recorded a harp on one of them.
Have you ever considered the meat oboe?
The meat oboe? Yeah.
This is an inside joke with
I
you,
bet
Dudley.
you...
I was like, skin flute.
I bet you want to play that one, right?
Yeah.
Guest
Obviously,
appearance.
just no photography allowed.
But
You can't perform live.
after that, I picked up drums because my uncle was playing. Every time I saw him, I was just like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And
Now, did he teach you?
No, I actually picked it up on my own. Funny thing, ages ago, I guess he told my mom not to let my older brother play drums. So it's weird that I was allowed to, and family stuff is
That's
strange.
weird.
But
Don't let him play the drums. That's my thing.
yeah, but he was in a band called the Hounds, and they toured with Foghat and had a whole big run, and then they axed him because of label stuff. We'll go with
Labels
that.
stuffs.
But my influences, I pretty much are Mike Portnoy, Neil Peart. One of the newer drummers that I'm loving is Matt Halpern from Periphery.
Mhm.
He's got ghost notes for days, and it just drives me crazy.
What's a ghost note?
So a ghost note
It's a scary note.
is, yes, it's like...
I mean, I got chills when you said it, but I just didn't know what it was.
So
It's the Halloween edition.
Yeah, right. A ghost note is, typically your snare hits are on 2 and 4, boom, ka, boom, ka. So it's like all the fancy magic you do in between is like sprinkles on a donut or something, it's
I like sprinkles.
yeah. Well, it's like Morgan Freeman,
Should
two sprinkles.
Thinking
It's
about
like
them
that one
donuts.
Morgan Freeman video, two sprinkles, put them on your pancakes.
There's a video like that? I need to
Well,
look
yeah,
this up.
it's an impersonator
Okay.
who talks like Morgan Freeman. It's hilarious. But essentially, it's anything opposite of your hi-hat or whatever you're doing on your right hand, and it's just you barely hear it. That's why it's called a ghost note, because is it there? Is it not there?
It's a little accent.
Yeah, little accents here and there, and yeah, they're fun to play.
I guess I play those without realizing it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And your favorite band?
Or
My
are
favorite
you?
band is Foo Fighters.
Best album by them. Favorite album.
So my favorite album actually is "There's Nothing Left to Lose," which is not a lot of people's favorite, but it's the first one with Taylor Hawkins, and he's Alanis Morissette's old drummer, and it's just Dave, Nate Mendel, and Taylor, and it's just awesome, really.
The color and the shape was my pick.
Wasting Light for me.
Yeah, see, Wasting Light's a good one because Butch Vig is finally back. He was originally from Garbage, but did Nevermind, no big deal, right?
No big deal.
Didn't he do a Green Day album too?
Yeah, I think it was either
The 20th Century
20th Century Breakdown. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
actually that's my favorite Green Day album, but I've been listening to them for way longer. But they went from a 3-chord band to a 4-chord band on that album.
Yeah,
and I loved it. I loved
They
it.
added one more chord.
That's the difference
See,
between punk and rock sometimes, right?
My
That
favorite
extra
Green
chord.
Day album is actually Insomniac.
It's a good one.
I like 21st Century Breakdown just because the storytelling in it was so great. I
Yeah.
loved the artwork that came with it. Favorite Green Day album? I don't know. I'd have to think.
Viva La Gloria and that kind of stuff, where they had
Yeah.
different piano tracks. I thought that was super cool.
Isn't Peacemaker on there?
Yeah.
That's a badass
Yeah,
song.
it
Yeah.
was really cool. It reminded me a lot of the hippie era, which is probably what they were going for, because there was a lot of the 60s kind of influence thought into the
They got that song, The Static Age.
yeah
Yeah.
The Misfits cover song?
no, but I mean I'm sure that was
Album?
a thought,
Cover album?
but it wasn't.
My favorite Misfits song is actually their cover of Monster Mash.
Really?
It's really
Okay.
good. It's really
Okay,
good.
you know what? People, I don't think really liked the album that much for it, but I
Project
think one of
1950?
my favorite Green Day albums, I really liked Warning.
Oh, Warning's
Warning's
I
unbelievable.
liked it because it was
That's
just
an
more stripped
unbelievable
down,
album.
and
Yeah.
I really, I don't know, I
That's
really
so punk
remember
to do, too.
playing that album so much when I first found it, and it was just something that I always just go back to listening to.
Minority is just one
Minority
of
is
the
just
best
so fucking. That
songs.
was my favorite song off that album.
Yeah.
So good. Well, let's play one of your favorite tracks that you play drums on, and I know there's a story behind this coming up. So
Dayman, for me, I got the good graces to record in Stoke and Cutter Studio with
Chris Steinmetz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not good with names. Drummers can only count to 4, so we can't really do names either. But I mean, he's done so many artists in his studio. One of which is my favorite. I mean, it's hip hop artist Twista. Went gold or platinum. One of those.
Platinium.
Yeah, platinum. Thank you.
I don't know. I was just
Probably, honestly.
I just want to say Platinium.
But
He's got like an amp there that like somebody, like one of the guys from Kiss gave him, probably like Paul Stanley.
well,
or something.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
and he's
It's kind of cool.
yeah.
But
It was cool to play in there and record drums in there because, Twista lives in Crete or lived in Crete, not sure which, and I'm from Crete, so I was like, hell yeah!
I
I'm in
didn't
the
know
same
he was a
studio
local
as-
guy.
Apparently, he's always at like Cairo Ale House and stuff
Is
too.
he
I was just
really?
Hearing, he just
Yeah.
pops in. My buddy Michael B. Stover's playing a Halloween show we're hosting. He actually just opened for him as well. So
Twista's
the
got
dude's
a
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
few good songs.
And I don't know a single song, but I just know of his name.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh yeah,
all know
same,
him,
same.
You know?
That's the thing. It's like I know he lives in Crete and
That's
all
pretty
that.
cool.
I'm like, oh.
You got Laquan Treadwell, Twista,
Yeah,
and you.
Yeah, Laquan. Yeah, well, hopefully me.
With your rap career not too far behind.
Well, Laquan Treadwell is actually
Minnesota Viking again.
Yeah, he's a football player.
Yeah.
It's the three Crete guys, the Crete Musketeers.
The Crete Musketeers.
All
So
right.
this song's from this TV show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We got Stubby from Lucky Boys Confusion was cool enough to record the ahs in the background vocals. So yeah, if you more on this later, but if you're a fan of It's Always Sunny, we will be performing the Nightman Cometh in its entirety. We'll talk more about that later on. But here's Dayman.
They took you, Nightman, and you don't belong to them. They left me in a world of darkness without your sexy hands, and I miss you, Nightman. Oh, Nightman, so bad.
Goddamn right. This is the Metal Experience, and now back to Morgan and Luco.
This is Gup. This is Trent. This is Tim. And we're Heavy! And you are listening to the Metal Experience radio show, super show extravaganza, live on what the fuck network? Ah, fuck. Can you edit that?
All right, welcome back to the Jeffrey Artist Media Podcast. No, that's coming later. Okay, Metal Experience. Question for you guys. What keeps you going? I mean, given the fact that you've had so many lineup changes and it's such a cutthroat industry, Like there's people, like I'm not gonna name names, but there's a short man that used to book Doubledore. That's kind of a scumbag. They got a drink thrown in his face by me. Like,
I'm not even exactly sure who you're talking about.
yeah, me neither. I can't name names. That's not polite.
But no, I mean, as far as the drive to keep going, it's just a lot of fun. It's something that I personally love to do. So, I mean, I think a lot of times bands and stuff will break up, especially locally, because it can be frustrating. You might release new material and it might not get the response that you'd hoped, or there's a lot you get kicked a lot.
Yeah.
And I think just if it's really truly enjoyable, like if it's really fun, if you still enjoy playing those rooms that have 4 people in them, if you still enjoy recordings, songs and whatnot, even if people don't listen to them, like if all of that is like just truly a fun thing, that then it makes it a lot easier to handle some of the disappointments. So I always just personally have tried to just say, I'm gonna do my best, give it everything I got, and like whatever happens, happens. And you can't have any regrets if you've given it your best shot. So, I don't know if anybody else has anything to add to that, but for me, I think everybody in the band right now truly loves playing music and being around music, and everyone enjoys driving a stupid amount of time to get on stage for a half hour in front of a bunch of people they don't know, and everybody loves, banging their head against the wall, listening to a mix and trying to figure out, why it doesn't sound exactly how it sounded in your head, and trying to identify all these little nitpicky things. I mean, some of our mixes have like gone into double-digit versions, and I'm sure that Matt Doherty, our poor mixing engineer, has, he's never shown it, but I'm sure he's had some frustration,
Mother son of a gun.
Yeah, exactly. So,
another one.
So it's.
What did you do to my bass tone?
Yeah, that was a good example. Like, so we were like we thought we were almost done, and then Tyler out of nowhere was like, I hate my bass tone on everything, and we were like, oh, all right.
Better to catch it at that time, though, right?
Yeah.
Than to have it out there and be like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, no, but it was just like,
Look, I have an EP, High Class Trash, Old Style Rascals. This is the first time I've ever plugged that thing, to be honest, and it was like the worst fucking bass tone ever. I was learning the bass lines in studio.
Sure.
Literally. But yeah, it's good that you have that cohesively, with all the members. It's hard to find people that committed that'll actually.
That's the hardest part of being in a band is just trying to find people that you'd go to battle with consistently, So, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I don't want to get too gushy, but at the same time, like I feel blessed that I can play with such awesome people all the time. Like good musicians, good people.
Aww.
Yeah. So, I mean, I struggled for a long time finding those kind of people. Like I know I'd probably been playing guitar for 10 years before anyone wanted to even be in a band with me, let alone, you know what I mean? Like, and that just be trying to just play little stupid shows 3 times a year kind of
band. How many bands have you had that went nowhere but like the basement? That's been my experience. I don't know if it's yours.
So for me, I mean, I did High School Battle of the Bands. That was one show. We were called Flush, and we had a plunger on stage. And then
reminds me of Metal Up Your Ass.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, from there, like, I played keyboard on Miley Cyrus' Party in the USA in college for a talent show where it was like, that was the joke, was that we were playing that song. But other than that,
it was well received, though. Yeah,
it was. It really was. It was a lot of fun because it was the first time I'd ever played keyboard. So. Yeah. To even learn a stupid song, just to get out and be able to play it. And, I mean, there's probably 150 people there, because it was like a talent show.
Dude, my first gig was a talent show, 8th grade. Some 7th graders did the Rolling Stones the last time, knocked the shit out of the song. They did a great job,
Sure.
And then me and my buddy Joe Mendoza go on, and we were doing Behind Blue Eyes by The Who.
Great
and we
song.
didn't rehearse it with vocals, and total clusterfuck. You know, basically
Right.
they're like, sing. It's like, oh, okay. For some reason we were 2 guitars, so we decided we're going to trade off.
Sure.
And then basically dude went through puberty 47 times, and I hope there's a video somewhere that I could acquire later just to
when it's
suck
time
wet.
to change.
Flush didn't have any vocals.
No.
So we literally came out with an Offspring song, and we like All I Want by the Offspring. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. And we just played the instrumental.
I've covered that before.
And then it was just like, all right, the next song is American Idiot instrumental. That we played like 3 songs. And the last one was like an instrumental rewrote, you know.
Dude, Slash had a band called Titus Sloan back in the day. They used to do the exact same shit, you know. And then obviously we know what happened there. But
Yeah, but it's just fun to get out there and do something. So, yeah, man, that was. I haven't talked about some of this shit in years, so it's kind of fun. But I don't know.
Flush.
Everybody has different experiences in the band. I'm sure they could talk about, you know, but
Yeah, I mean, like, I started in high school, you know, with a couple of my buddies, and we had this goofy band name called Embattled, and we just covered like Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne, and they were horrible covers. Oh my goodness. We couldn't sing in tune. The guitars kept coming out of tune. You know, we didn't have a PA, and like the other band that we were in the talent show with, they had a full PA, and they're just like, no, you can't use it. I'm like, well, what the hell, guys? Like, we would just have this little Harbinger speaker.
And that's why you guys are still going, and they're likely not.
Yeah, and the other band was actually, you guys were talking about them earlier. How you did the, you came out to Beecher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
Those
So-
fucking
Aw.
dicks.
They had the full PA.
Call the fuck out right now.
And they're just like, no, you can't use it.
Dick.
He's been waiting to do this for years.
Oh, guys.
Those fucking dicks.
You got any other laundry to air, Tyler?
Tyler's like, I needed to get that off my shoulders. That's been on my back for years.
How many years? Over 10?
Oh my, yeah.
15?
No, it was about 10 years.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
you
gonna
feel
hit-
better?
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna hit him up and be like, you guys are fucking assholes.
3,000 days ago, you guys were such dicks.
Right.
3,000 days.
Wow. Small world. Well, I know you guys got a very exciting show coming up at the end of the month that I wanted to talk about since we just played Dayman. So why don't you give us some of these details and what
The
it's all
dirty
about?
details.
Ooh.
So,
About boys' souls and whatnot.
yeah, so
My hole.
So, anybody that watches It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is probably familiar with the Nightman Cometh play that, the play that Charlie writes for no reason, right? And nobody just writes a play for
Because
no
he's
reason.
a wild card, man.
He's a wild card. And so, so for Halloween this year, at technically October 30th, HVAC Pub is turning into Patty's Pub, and that's over by Wrigley, in Chicago, obviously. And we are going to perform the entire play. We got all of the different costumes and the set and everything. Ani and Tyler actually painted. They spent probably double-digit hours doing it and stuff because we actually did a music video where we, dressed up like the characters, and we're actually, we're dealing with the red tape of licensing and intellectual property rights and all that kind of fun stuff to officially release that music video. But we have all the stuff, so we can go and we can put on the Nightman Cometh. We're gonna do a set before we do the play of some songs. But yeah, it's $10. Come out and get drunk in Wrigley and watch a play.
How did you acquire the script?
Oh, valid.
Tyler.
Tyler was working on that with his cousin, who's actually like a film study in college of some sort. But yeah, I mean, you just can also just watch the episode.
Watch the episode, Morgan.
How long is
That's
the
true.
play?
It's only
15 minutes.
It's not
it's
a
like
long play.
really, really
yeah.
short.
That's what I was thinking. Were you guys gonna like embellish and put your own twist? But I mean, I guess if it's
Yeah, we are gonna play songs beforehand, and
you mentioned trivia to me the other day, right?
yeah, we're gonna have some It's Always Sunny trivia. It's not confirmed what the prizes are yet, but I mean, I've been talking to the
Gave
bar.
you the
and-
raffle tickets.
Yes.
Yes. All 6 raffle tickets.
I think there's like 8.
So, like, for example, they were talking about maybe getting like a Mike Schmidt signed bat because, like, you know, Mac loves the Phillies. I mean, they all do, but Mac is the character that's most in. You know, it would be almost funnier to get like a Chase Utley autograph since he always wants to have a catch with Chase. But yeah, if you're a fan of the show, there'll be a lot of little tidbits and stuff like that I'm sure we're gonna try our best to make it funny and fun and memorable and interesting, and we'll see if we hit any of those marks.
That's super original. I really like that.
Honestly, the best idea I've heard in forever.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
that-
it's totally something that's not happening at all.
But I remember seeing you play that at fucking Double Door, rest in peace, eons ago.
That is
and just absolutely blew my mind. I'm like, they really just did that.
That's our #1 streamed song. Like, that song was played on Spotify in 37 countries last month, in the last 30 days.
You're telling me
that's
your #1
mind-blowing.
song you didn't bring to us to play?
Well, Dayman.
They played it.
Oh, I
Just
thought you said
played it.
like rest
No,
something
no.
in peace.
Do you know
Okay.
Tonic Freight Train?
No.
They also covered that. I'm wondering if you inspired them somehow.
There's a few of them out there. A friend of mine, actually, I don't know if anybody knows him, Daniel Servey. He books at he books at, what's that place in Wicker Park?
Which one?
The bigger one.
Chop Shop, Subterranean.
Subterranean. So he books like Sub T, and he books like 1 or 2 of the other little venues. But he actually owns like a reggae label. And so one of his bands actually had already covered it, and there he got probably like 100,000 streams on it.
There's
or
a
something.
reggae version of that song.
Wow.
out
Yeah, so
Nice.
that was pretty cool too. I mean,
Did
obviously,
they say Damon?
Damon.
I'm biased to ours, but I can respect all the other awesome covers of a song out there, you know. So, yeah.
Well, let's play another couple tracks by you guys. We've got still a few tracks to play, so let's play twofer. What 2 songs would you like to play?
Well, Hey Ya is the first track that I'm officially on bass. So I think that would be a really
They
good
bring
one.
it on that. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's we're OutDrejas, and that was by Outcast, and we didn't really have another reason. We just decided that's good enough. We'll cover. So we started that with Matt Allison, the Lawrence Arms guy, and he did like a Rise Against album. Before we retracked the drums on that with Jake D. He's like, I think he was 13 when he did it. He's just really phenomenal, up and coming. I mean, he's already, I guess, here because he's awesome, but but he's young enough to still say up and coming kind of drummer. So that was kind of fun. But we have alternate versions where we recorded the song with Alkaline Trio's drummer's bass drum.
What?
How random is that?
How did you end up getting
that was
Dan-
just
or
that was
Derek's drum?
So that was just laying around at the studio because the Alkaline Trio recorded all their stuff with the same dude. Well, maybe not all of it. I don't actually know, but they recorded at least like 3 of their albums with that guy. So he would just store his bass drum there for whatever, and he probably has multiple bass drums, right? But
Yeah.
but he would store his pork pie percussion one there. So I don't know. Some of the alternate tracks have that, but not this one. So kind of funny. So and then the second track that we're gonna play is called Down the Road. It's actually my favorite track. It starts slow because it's kind of like we actually had 2 violins and a cello and a grand piano and an acoustic guitar, and then some very passionate singing at the beginning, and then yeah,
I can't wait.
yeah, there's spicy, and it's and then like about halfway through, I start yelling a lot, and yeah, it's legitimately kind of what happens, and then like
Is it like a nervous breakdown or like Robert Plant?
It's like a nervous breakdown, but there's also a bunch of vocal harmonies that come in at the same time, and guitar, bass, drums, and then there's like a 3-minute guitar solo, and that's called Down the Road. So that's a song about, like, sometimes life can be a little bit tough. Like, you can, have different depression and stuff like that. And you might know that your current situation is maybe not exactly what you want, but it's song's kind of about having the optimism to be able to look ahead and know that you're getting closer to where you want to be. So
it always comes full circle.
Sure.
Suicidal in January, and now things are thriving. Just
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Nice.
It's life for you.
Hey ya, and down the road.
Here's more outrageous.
1, 2, 3, 4. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. What does she really want? I just can't stand to see me walk out that door. Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together. We both know how. You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it when there's nothing at all. We get together, oh, we get together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. If what they say is, then what makes, then what makes, then what makes love exceptions? Why are we so in denial when we know we're not happy? but you don't know how to get there. And I said, it's just down the road. There's someone I know that can save me from this nightmare. And I said, it's just down the road. It's just down the road. There's someone I know, and I know that I feel safe when I'm with them. There's times when I feel lost. There's times when I can't find myself or anyone else in this world. There's times when I don't know. There's times when I can't think of what to do with myself. But if I keep my head up and my chin above ground, because at some point this shit will turn around. And I said, it's just down the road. There's someone I know that can save me from this nightmare. And I said, it's just down the road. There's someone I know, and I know that I feel safe when I'm with them.
Well, hi there. Hello. We know you're enjoying your current dose of metal with the people at the Metal Experience. What are their names, Ryan?
Hey, Morgan and Luco, how you doing?
Well, howdy. Should you get through with your dosage with them and find yourself still wanting metal, come see us at the Epitome of Stupidity podcast. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and other places, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's a cool show, I must say.
Until then, back to these guys.
Bye-bye.
Bury me in the distance. Deep breaths, listen in. Tear my mind into pieces. Just watch me fall apart.
I'm Meredith.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm John. And we are Victims. And you're listening to the Metal Experience. Check out our full-length album, Volume 2, Inside the Mind, available everywhere.
That was a twofer, 2 OutDrejas tracks. That was Hey Ya, which is a cover.
Hey Ya.
A cover of an original.
Aren't all covers.
And then that was Down the Road, which you just told us down the road you guys actually recorded. Well, you recorded like 3 years ago and just released it fairly recently.
It's a new song to everyone else, right?
New song to everyone else, but old to you.
Yeah.
Well,
I really
Morgan,
liked it.
I also liked it.
And you made it seem like the yelling part was going to be really bad, but it was like the total opposite.
Oh, I love the yelling part, but
one take you said, right? One take.
The yelling was one take. I kind of blew my voice out all in that take, and
So
it was all I ever wanted it to be, though. So, that was before. I've been watching my Dave Grohl videos a little bit. I've been getting a little better at not blowing my voice out.
Well, thank goodness you did it all in one take, because
exactly.
Bruh.
So yeah, that was actually the first song that I ever wrote that I thought didn't suck. So that song was written probably over 10 years ago, and then it was recorded probably like 3.
And released.
And then released like a month or 2 or whatever it was ago. So
it's long road.
It means a lot to me.
It's been
I love
down
that
the road.
song. Yeah,
it's been down the road.
There's a video on YouTube of like me in college playing that on acoustic guitar from Marquette Live.
Oh,
and it's kind of funny to look back on that once in a while. But anyway, yeah. So that's that.
Fun facts.
Fun facts.
Well, Luco, you ready?
Born Ready, Morgan.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week and every week is always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. We have this week from Salem, Massachusetts, which is funny because I'm wearing a Salem's Lot shirt.
You are not. You're wearing Nosferatu.
No, it's from Salem's Lot, Morgan. You goof.
That's Nosferatu.
It's from the 1970 version of Salem's Lot, but whatever. Who cares? Anyway.
I would like to whisper as well.
Nice. This band is Carnivora. And the song is Bog Dweller. And you can check out the music video for the song, which was a Metal Injection debut on Friday. This past Friday, October 4th. Let's do it, Carnivora, with the song Bog Dweller.
Don't want to breathe. I heard you say you know the mind.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
Hey, this is Danny from My Lean Shit, and we don't appreciate you assuming our gender.
And you're listening to us on the Metal Experience. Don't fight them.
Woo! That was badass. That was Carnivora from Salem, Massachusetts, with the song Bog Dweller. Check them out. Give them a like on the Facebooks. Oh, man. I'm sweating now. We are rocking out here in the dungeon with Wes and OutDrejas. Just chilling. Straight chilling. Killing. Morgan.
Like a villain.
Oh, jinx, man.
You owe me a Coke.
But do we jinx each other at the same time?
So what does that mean then?
You guys both owe each other
We're
a
both
Coke.
talking, so how does that work?
I think somebody has to
shit.
drink a beverage. I think when you...
Someone
We're
drinks
both out.
one Coke, and then someone drinks another Coke. I'm not sure who gets one.
You got to Rochambeau
You
for
have
it.
I'll go first.
Someone drinks it, then they spit it out, and then the other person drinks it, and vice versa. Until
Oh, baby birded. Okay.
There you go.
Now, it doesn't have to be within this current lineup, or, but in the time that you guys have been in OutDrejas, have you had any embarrassing stage moments?
I'd drop a stick probably every, I want to say, 5 shows.
How do you cope with the embarrassment?
Every fifth one. I mean, it's embarrassing for me because, like...
But, I mean, you pull another stick out and no one notices, right?
I mean, yeah.
I don't ever notice.
They
but
don't notice,
I'm not,
but I notice, so
I'm
it's
not
like a
watching
big deal
you,
to
though.
me. It's like, you know, it's like, you ever have to pull a stick out of your ass?
Only twice.
Only twice.
I mean, I did have a stint as a drummer in a prison band, so...
Hell, okay. Yeah. I really dropped soap on that one. But.
There you go. This show's punny.
I've forgotten that piano part at the beginning of Down the Road in the middle of it.
Oh, no. So how did you cover?
I honestly don't know. He kind of covers for me.
I covered
and
for you.
Tried to jump back in like 4 measures later.
Anyone?
For me, I fell on my ass during Summerfest because I jumped off the stage, and I just landed in the wood chips. I tried recovering, and I just fell because I just accepted it. And like, yeah, this is happening.
I didn't even see it.
It happened in slow motion.
Yeah, it's one of those slow-mo falls. It's like you're trying to save it. Nope.
It was funny.
Can I throw one in?
Absolutely.
So this one time, I was in this band called Downfall of Society, and we were like the house band at a bar in Burbank, I believe. And they gave us free beer. And for whatever reason, 3 hours into the set, I decided it was good to play guitar while being a bass player for Seek and Destroy for Metallica. So I was doing fine up until the point where the solo came in, and then I was looking directly at my fucking lead guitar player in the front row, like looking at me, and then I browned out, fortunately.
Browned out?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened. I just know that the last memory I had of that was looking at him.
And shit in your pants.
Pretty much, but fortunately I spared myself, where it's like, you know, I don't have that memory, what happened next. But I'm sure it wasn't good. Anyways.
My mind was probably, what's that like water park up by Six Flags? Like it's like an indoor water park. you know
Not
what I'm talking
Hurricane
about?
Harbor?
Well, it's Great
Great
Wolf
Wolf?
Lodge now.
Yeah,
It used
so-
to be Cocoa Key.
Key Lime Cove.
Key Lime Cove.
Key Lime Cove.
Cocoa
yeah.
So
Key.
we were playing Key Lime Cove, and
Hold on. You played Key Lime Cove?
Not as cool as it sounds. We paid like this was early in the band, so sometimes it's hard to get shows. So we actually paid money to be like they were running this convention, and they were supposed to invite all of these people that book all these different summer fests there. So you had to like book a slot, and you were supposed to kind of be able to audition. And the thought was that a lot of these people have budgets of $500, $600, $800 for a band. So if you throw whatever it was, $50 at them or something to help fund the event, that you'll come out ahead. They didn't really have a lot of people there. We basically just lost $50, and I ripped my pants right by the crotch, jumping off stage.
Very
and I just had,
outrageous
and it was
moment.
the first song, so I just had to play with ripped pants for the rest of it. And it's like, oh well.
All these kids at the water park, and you're.
I mean, that's what was lucky is we were in like a conference room, so it was like, it wasn't like I was like had ripped pants with like little kids running around. Like I probably would have like.
So you're
packed
not
it
a
up.
red dot.
Thank you.
At this point.
No.
Okay,
So,
that's good.
Yeah. So I'm proud of that. But like everybody in the weird conference room, that it was very awkward. The only thing I got out of it is I actually now know one of the balloon guys at the Chicago Bulls games. So that's pretty cool. But that was really the only thing. That was really the only thing I got out of that experience.
Hey, balloon guy!
Did the balloon guy get you guys like the opportunity to have your music played at the games?
He did not, but when the first time so Promise was actually played at a Bulls game 2 years ago,
And he gets free balloons every time he goes to the Bulls games.
like
One
everyone
free-
else.
One
Yes.
free balloon.
But no, we actually made a video. We figured people like videos more sometimes, when you're releasing something. And so we made like a 1.5 minute video of our song getting played. And obviously that'd be boring to just only show like the song getting played. So we kind of like had like a little intro. We're like, hey everybody, we're at the Bulls game, And so one of our little montage scenes had said balloon guy in it. He made me a hat made of balloons. and that is what I got out of that whole experience. And I had to buy new pants, obviously. But that's
So-
my most embarrassing probably moment.
When you say that Outrageous is connected, you're legit connected to the weirdest thing. I mean, Key Lime Cove just came out of nowhere.
We got connections to the balloon guy at the Bulls.
Yeah,
games.
if you're ever looking for balloons at the United Center, let me know.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, too funny.
I have a guitar signed and played by Afro Man.
That's pretty sweet.
Promoter hits me up. You live across the street from Cheers, man. Do you want to let Afro Man use your guitar? I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Why not?
Hmm.
Yeah, that works. So
Signed it with an afro and everything.
So besides
You should have
the
had Afro Man
crazy
sign your balloons.
experience of you getting yourself a first gig to then open up for Puddle Mud, what's been the most memorable show that you've played, or the favorite show that you've played?
So, I mean, the first time at House of Blues was obviously super cool because, I mean, I remember seeing, like so many of my heroes at that same place on that same stage, I mean, I've seen George Thorogood there, who I said has been my, you know what I mean? So that was obviously amazing. And, they give you a dressing room and during the dressing room, I actually, like, everybody, I don't know if it's Chicago House of Blues. When you play there, you'll write your name on the bathroom wall. There's a ton of signatures, and in the dressing room, And I signed my name on the. There's a pipe, and it's like, I think it's like the shit pipe.
Poop pipe.
I think so. And so 3 Days Grace signed the poop pipe, and so I got to sign right underneath them, and I thought that was super cool.
So you're officially in the band now.
Exactly. And then we actually, I got to open for Adam Gontier, who's I love, and that's probably like the coolest person in my mind I've gotten to like, that I looked up to. I got to share like a show with, like there's been a good amount, like, it was cool. Like when we did like the guitarist from Shinedown, like there's some cool ones that like are in competition, but for me, like, I mean, I had my like 6 month span where I just listened to 3 Days Grace on Pandora Radio, like, you know what I mean? Like I've been there with that, and like, so that was super cool. Kind of came full circle. I remember like, oh, I signed the shitter next to you, like, and and he had to use one of my guitar cables, and so we are now sponsored by Mogami Cables, which we're super proud of because they're amazing. But that cable doesn't work, and I still never gonna get rid of it because there's just too many memories attached.
Mogami?
Mogami. They're in all the Guitar Centers.
Are
They're
they
really
Japanese?
No, they're just good cables. And they yeah, I mean that's they're expensive. They give us a super awesome, nice discount, because it's I mean it might be tough to drop $50-$60 on a cable, but like their cables are really awesome. They're good at being cables, so that's and they're durable and stuff. So like I treat my cables like garbage, and then they work fine. So that's also nice because I'm not the only one. I might be the only one that'll admit it openly.
Oh, I'll admit that shit.
So there you go.
Yeah, you should see the condition of mine.
Yeah, you just treat them like
You got to get a Mogami.
you gotta get a Mogami.
True.
So
Probably, yeah.
a fun little plug right there. But yeah,
Any other favorite shows sticking out for anybody else?
House of Blues is a really cool one. Like I never thought that I'd play there. And then another one that was a little more recently, we played with Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses with his side project Hookers and Blow, and he borrowed my keyboard for their little stretch. So that was really cool.
Was that at the Forge?
No.
No? Okay. 'Cause I know he was there not too long ago.
That-
That's cool.
Yeah.
that might have been one of the shows actually in the run, wasn't it? We played with him at Hobart Art Theater, but he also played
Looney Bin.
Looney
Bin.
Bin, and two others. One was in Chicago. I don't remember what the
the other
third
one. It might have
was.
been the Forge, actually. I'm not sure, but yeah. What about you, Tyler?
I don't know, because like my favorite show with OutDrejas was the Saving Abel show, where we were on stage singing with them, singing Addicted.
That was cool. That was super cool.
But besides that, my other favorite show, this was pre-OutDrejas. I had actually just met Ani 2 days before. We both played House of Blues. I was in WTT, they were OutDrejas, and we both played House of Blues that night.
Funny
And
story, you're actually in the OutDrejas Promise
yes,
video.
I'm in the Promise video for a split second in one of the House of Blues scenes.
Walking
on the stage.
Before he was in the van, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that neither one of them said the show that they met, but since they're dating, but that's gotta give some shade that way. Anyway, what about you? What about you, Jeremy?
Let's see. My favorite OutDrejas show. I'm gonna go with the Drunken Donut, my first one.
Oh yeah?
Because
Love that place.
I mean, it's a Polish meat shop. It's a bar. It's a
$2
restaurant,
domestics, $3
and,
shots, and they give you free donuts.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
And they're
but,
not
like,
that stale,
It's my first time being back drumming in a band in probably a year, so it was cool. And then I reconnected with Tyler and all that. But probably my favorite, other than House of Blues, would have to be opening for I Prevail at Big Shots with WTT.
That was a super cool show.
That was awesome. I Prevail, pretty decent band.
That was before they really made it big.
Yeah. They basically had Blank Space, and that's it at that time.
Now, is that the name of a song, or is that just like they didn't have any
Blank
audio?
Space is their Taylor Swift
Yeah,
cover
it's their
that got
Taylor
that
Swift
song.
cover. Yeah, but
I don't know my Taylor Swift.
That's okay.
My
It was
T-Swift.
fun.
It's okay.
It was
I don't
cool.
either. I just know that they got signed because of that song.
It was fun and cool, but like I guess they didn't like that we covered Raiders
Killing
Against
in the
the
Name.
Killing in the Name, so they cut off the PA halfway through the set.
They
Not
didn't
halfway through the
have,
set, but at the end of the set we covered it. And I suppose either we were overtime, which probably, but like they were covering it that same night, so they were probably like mad and whatever. But apparently it wasn't the actual guys; it was the management. So
Did
like,
you know they were covering it?
no,
we had no idea.
no
Like,
clue.
yeah, how
no
would
clue.
you know?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So
Not like hey guys, we're gonna cover Killing in the Name. Don't
still
cover it.
still awesome because a lot of people were saying we sounded better than I Prevail that night. So I'll take that.
Heyo.
Shots fired again.
Shots fired.
Well, let's play another twofer. What are the next couple tracks that you guys would like to play for us?
So the next two tracks that we're gonna play. The first one's called "Wanna Be With You." We open our shows most nights with this. We actually did a music video for this. It's out in all the places where music videos are. And So it's a stupid love song, and it's been done so many times. You know, we tried to just make it catchy. It's more catchy than it is like substance, you know. But the music video, we thought like, you know, when you think about a stupid love song music video, they're kind of all the same, right? It's like two people and they eventually end up together. And we decided like
November Rain.
There you go. So we thought it'd be kind of more better to have it be like a love song between two staplers.
What?
So we actually like filmed.
I like where this is going.
Yeah. So we actually like filmed. Like, we put googly eyes on the staplers and stuff. Like, we personified them. And then we actually filmed, like, we had, like a fishing pole. And it was very clear, like, that it was, like, fishing wire. And that's how we were moving them. And we have, like, this love story between these staplers. And it's shot with, like, this ridiculously high-definition camera.
Oh, my
So, like,
gosh.
it makes it funnier to me, like, when you have something that's, like, so ridiculous, and then it's like, and it's super high quality on top of it.
And you were 100% sober when this idea came to fruition, right?
Oh yes. It was very well thought out. Where it was like, let's do the same thing but with staplers so that it's new.
That's awesome.
So if you know, that'll be the first track. So that's kind of a fun video to check out. And then the other one is called I Can't See the Stars, and it's just about being inside. I'm joking. It's actually...
He makes that joke every time we play it, so I purposely bought a NASA polo that has stars on it. He's not aware of it yet, but you are now.
Now I am. So that's like the bummer song. I mean, that's like the saddest song. Like, one of the lines is "My heart's broken, but it still beats." You know, it's kind of about just facing rejection and how much that sucks. And then I don't know, I try to be a positive guy, so it kind of, the bridge is a little more positive, you know? So it's like bummer, 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 bridge, you know? But it's kind of got like a grungy feel to it. You know, I definitely, it's a weird song because a lot of people say it's their favorite song that we do.
It's my favorite. Yeah.
It's Jeremy's favorite. So that one, and we're working on the music video, we're editing it, but Tyler actually built like and Ani did too, like a 30-foot tall wooden heart that we like set on fire.
It was 15 foot tall.
15. All right. It looked big, is my point. Yeah, it was
400 pounds.
And we we set it up
some good wood
at his farm,
Some
like when it
hardwood?
was pitch black behind him because there's just nothing, and but you know it's crops in the day and it's black at night, you know, and like. We set that up at night, and we, you know, got some cool lights and stuff, and then we lit it on fire, and we played in front of it. So that video's not done, but we thought that was a cool idea. So, you know, that'll be, I don't know when it's coming out, honestly, but probably in the next year or so, you know, it'll be, that song will have a video too. But right now, it just has the audio. And the artwork for that, I want to shout out to the fifth member of the band, not here with us tonight, is our artwork guy, Lee Cheney. He's awesome. He's done all the band artwork. He did the logo. This actually, artwork for that song was actually a painting that he painted like 15 years ago. Like, his dad is Michael Cheney. He's like a famous painter whose paintings sell for like next to Van Gogh originals and crap downtown. So, you know, our buddy is like super talented, and I don't know if it's born with it or if he just got to watch his dad his whole life or what, but he, I mean, I consider him like a genius with that kind of crap. Like, he just comes up with awesome ideas. And so the artwork for all the different songs, we've tried to make it well thought out. And that's probably my favorite artwork for I Can't See the Stars, because it was actually a painting he painted, and I just saw it, and I was like, that's amazing, and do you mind if we use that for this song? So it was actually, you know, it was done before the song was ever written. But
wow,
those are the two, Wanna Be With You and I Can't See the Stars.
All right, more outrageous. Here we go.
listening to this podcast right now? Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my god. Well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
That's Adriana.
This is Noe.
We're Autumn Leaves, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
And we're back. I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze. Our co-host for tonight, Wesley, still with us. And, of course, hanging out with OutDrejas. And that was a twofer. Once again, a couple awesome tracks that we just heard. We did Want to Be With You and I Can't See the Stars. But if we go outside, I'm pretty sure we can.
Good one, Morgan.
So you guys got some shows coming up. We touched a little bit about the one coming up at the end of the month, which we can go over again. What are the events that you guys are going to be playing?
So, yeah, October 30th is one we mentioned. We're actually putting on the Nightman Cometh play from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in its entirety. And we will be playing some songs beforehand. It'll be at HVAC Pub. It's $10. There'll be some It's Always Sunny trivia. You can win prizes, and there'll be drink specials. They're turning the whole place into Patty's Pub for the night, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then and our keyboardist Ani will be dressed up like a princess. So she's never dressed up like a princess before. She's had that role, so that's come in, and everybody's kind of dressed ridiculous. Jeremy's wearing like some sort of a weird crotch thing.
What?
Yeah,
Is it a costume of you and you ripped
it's
yours,
like
or-
a black jockstrap,
like a sumo wrestler almost,
with a 1970s almost Bee Gees like onesie.
Nice, dude.
With the open chest and everything. I got the chest hair, so it all works out.
Do you have a picture of this?
We do. I will show you after the show.
Yeah.
And he also has to wear some pajamas.
So on the backdrop we have a unicorn that was painted because we can't use their exact painting. So.
And Ani loves horses.
Well, exactly. But I will be wearing a unicorn onesie to go with it. So.
Yes.
And then Tyler's dressed up in karate uniform, right?
Yep. Complete with the belt.
Then
black belt.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not certified black belt.
You're like, no, it's a yellow belt.
But they don't know that.
Well, he's a master of karate and friendship for everyone.
What's that Master of Karate song?
That's it.
Luco?
That's Dayman.
Oh,
Dayman.
that- oh.
Yeah. And so, and then I'm wearing the yellow suit with the white top hat. So that'll be fun. And Ani's dad is actually going to be the troll.
The troll?
Danny
The
DeVito's
troll that
character.
takes
So
Paying the
hole.
troll toll.
that'll be
That's Tyler.
Henry Oh yeah, Tyler. Tyler's going to be.
Tyler's gonna be
He's the night man.
The troll toll.
paying the troll toll for my hole.
So weird.
Soul. Boy's soul.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, so that'll be a lot of fun, and on November 1st, so that's a Friday, same week, we're going to be playing Roscoe's in Milwaukee. That show is going to be going on at night. I'm not sure what time, but at night is the time, nighttime.
Nighttime.
And then the following day, we're going to be playing the Carnival of Rock in Weston, Wisconsin, way the hell up there, and that's at Dale's Weston Lanes, and that's also fun. All this stuff can be found on our Facebook page, events, and if you don't remember how to spell OutDrejas, just go to fuckthepackers.com. It'll bring you right there. You'll know how to spell it. It's the easiest, simplest solution to all of your spelling needs for OutDrejas.
That's awesome.
So yeah, those are upcoming events. We're excited, too, that 94.7 up in Weston, Wisconsin wants to interview us on the radio on October 25th. So that'll be around 5 p.m. Anybody that...
In the p.m.
In the p.m. So not quite like nighttime.
Not quite night.
So like...
Getting there.
Getting there. So that's what we got. That's what we got cooking for the next 3 weeks or so.
Now, do you guys have merch available and CDs and stuff people can get from you?
We sure do. We actually we like to sell our CDs for $3 because
What a steal!
Yeah, so it's got some awesome artwork on the front. It's everybody's like a cartoon character that's also kind of an animal. So I'm a bear in a blue suit. We've got like a rhino playing the drums. The bassist is a dinosaur.
Nice.
And then we've got like a really pissed off short penguin playing another guitar.
That's badass.
And then we have a banana peel, so on stage. So
You put her as a banana peel?
yeah, we always say Ani's the banana peel because we did the artwork with different members of the band. We didn't have a keyboard player when we did it. So
But a banana peel's not an animal.
well, but there's only wait, really?
Yeah. I'm so confused right now. You said
what?
dinosaur, rhino, bear, banana peel.
Banana peel.
Battlestar Galactica.
Penguin, banana peel.
Someone asked what animal I was, and I wasn't on the CD cover, so we just jokingly said
Yeah,
banana peel.
she's the banana peel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that's keyboard and banana peel. Like I don't get what you're not seeing,
Morgan.
but anyway,
Well,
that's
you can slip on a banana peel, but you can also slide on the keys, right?
exactly.
Ooh.
Like go think about like
So
all of your Mario
companions.
Kart or Diddy Kong Racing or whatever the hell days. Not for you because you don't like video games, but
I
for
played
love
everybody
Diddy
else.
Kong
I just don't
Racing.
anymore.
Okay, all
That's my
right.
jam.
So anyway, yeah, we've got a brand new shirt order. So now there's like 5 different versions of the same shirt. So that's pretty cool. All these different colors. You got your normal black and white, but we got black and pink. And Ani, take it away. You know this better. We got Bears
We've
colors.
got those Bears colors, purple and black, pink and white, and blue.
So everybody wants any of them.
And red.
And red. So yeah, we got kind of like a Bulls and a Bears kind of thing going on. So those are $10. We want you to wear it. We don't want to overprice them. We want you to buy them, and we want you to wear them out to the shows because that makes us feel cool. And if you we don't have a store set up yet because it's just easy enough. If somebody wants to buy one, they just message the Facebook page or the email is OutDrejas@gmail.com. So that's our main merch, right? We got what else, Tyler?
Well, and if you come out to the show, we support all your bad habits. So we have pint glasses, shot glasses, lighters.
Exactly. We think that you should partake in things that maybe aren't the best for your health, right? But you gotta take care of yourself too. But you gotta have some fun once in a while. And,
YOLO.
And even though none of us really partake in that stuff ourselves, we encourage you to. So
You don't use cups to drink stuff?
Only our hands.
I use a straw.
It's more satisfying, right?
Yeah,
Gotta-
It's like a dog from a bowl type thing.
It's a rewarding thing. I don't even know.
I gotcha.
Drummers, not all of them know how to use proper like utensils and stuff.
No, I can only hold sticks,
So that's
sometimes brushes.
Chopsticks?
That's too small. I'm more caveman-like, It's like bam, bam.
Now he's getting all Flintstones on us again.
Sorry.
But, so anyway,
Okay.
yeah, that's a rundown of our different merch. If anybody's interested,
Nice.
I'm looking at Wesley.
Oh, hey, what's
And
up?
look at him. He's one of the hardest working dudes in the scene right now. He's got his Jaffrey Media and he's
Artist Media.
Artist
Yeah.
Media, and he's what about that, man? What do you guys cover?
Got a lot in the works. I mean, basically, we strive to be a one-stop shop agency. If an artist needs a studio, we actually just put an in-house studio at what I call Music Manor, an apartment that I recently got. Videography, web design, merch. I mean, honestly, throw me curveballs, I'll get it. Like whatever it is the artist needs. Got a lot of shows in the works now. I live in South Holland, and October 19th, I'll be hosting a Halloween theme party. Anybody's invited, $10. Got to take care of the bands, costume contest. We haven't, when you did your segment earlier, you mentioned Massachusetts. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought it was weird. We have 2 bands that are actually going to be from Massachusetts.
Nice.
4 local bands. The Private Instigators, INPO, Michael B. Stover. The rest are on the event page, and sorry to you guys. Hosting a show at the WC Social Club, I want to say October 25th with Invictus and Kadoosh.
Kadoosh!
Yeah.
We know those good guys.
Those are awesome guys.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mismatch build-wise, but I don't care. It's Halloween, and it's going to be like, hometown people playing there. So we'll be playing Cairo Ale House as well November 1st, just the day after Halloween. We're trying to figure out what kind of theme we're going to do with that. We're trying to figure that out. And then possibly November 23rd.
Yeah, we want to announce that right now. November 23rd, we're actually going to be doing a Jaffrey Artist Media show in South Holland there, OutDrejas. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
absolutely.
That's breaking news. Breaking. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Nice. And Wesley, where can everybody find everything to get in touch with you for everything that you're doing?
You could reach out on Facebook. It's just Jaffrey Artist Media, JAFFRAY Artist Media. Instagram, the handle is at Jaffrey Artist Media, and the website is in the works right now. That'll be up and running soon. So.
Nice. And how long have you been doing your business?
About 2 years going on, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Definitely helps to have people like you to get people connected.
Thank you. Yeah, there's just
not everybody is as connected as OutDrejas, so some people need some help.
Right. There's a lot of scumbags out there who like to take advantage of artists, and I'm not about that. I'm an artist before an agent,
And some people just need the point in the right direction and the advice, and it's nice to have people that are looking out and trying to be there to be able to point the way.
Well, I've got a balloon guy you can add to your roster. We'll talk after the show.
Well, we've got some announcements before next week's show. So I just wanted to go over a few things that we've got going on. Our next sponsored event is going to be November 2nd, Armageddon Fest. The second annual, I believe, is what they're doing. And it is at Penny Road Pub, which is out in Barrington. 7 bands, 2 stages. And it's just $15, starts at 5. So our friends in Scars of Armageddon put it together, and Art of the Flesh, like Luco said at the beginning of the show, is back after a 6-year hiatus. Our friends in Wings of Severance are playing with Beyond Death, and then downstairs, the Eldritch Grimoire, Unity, and Until Our Last Breath will be there. We have a table that we'll set up. You can come get free swag, hang out with us, and it'll be a good time. I'm excited.
Slamming Models.
Of course you will. And the Eldritch Grimoire is actually going to be on our show next week as our guest. So it'll be their first time on. And how we got in touch with them was actually their vocalist and I saw this last year, he tagged us in a post and said his New Year's goal was to get his band on our show. So, of course, I had to reach out because I was kind of like, who puts that as their New Year's resolution?
You just got to speak it into existence.
Right? And I was like, okay, here you go. So that was cool. So we're excited to have them on because they are going to be one of the bands playing next weekend when we go out to 18th Street Brewery. We'll be seeing Crusadist and the Eldritch Grimoire for the Crusadist beer release at 18th Street Brewery in Indiana on the 19th. A few more announcements from our friends. Tide's Cult has physical pre-orders available for their debut album, Your Memory Has Tarnished This Beautiful Place. They have shirts, CDs, and bundles available. Links are in the bios to all their social media handles, so make sure you check that out. And also, our friends in Ancient Seance are making a trip up to Detroit for those that want to see them. They will be October 11th. At the Sanctuary. I think that's the venue, at the Sanctuary, with a couple other bands. White Magician. The Great Kaiser's White Magician.
Kaiser,
whatever.
Come on, Morgan.
I don't know what these words are. And Sauron. I feel like Sauron was somebody said that band like last week.
Come on, Morgan.
I don't know these things.
They
I just
like
read
death metal bands that are just like stereotypical death metal logos.
I mean,
it's like a Middle Earth band.
It's crazy.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Also,
Single My Precious, right?
Yeah.
Blood of the Wolf have a brand new EP coming out November 8th. Get ready for 3 Blood Legend via Horror,
3
Pain,
Blood
Gore,
Legend.
Death Productions. And the pre-orders are now available on horrorpaingoredeath.com. So it's a lot to take in, but I promise you'll find it and you'll be able to pre-order that. And yeah, like I said, Eldritch Grimoire on next week. You can come out and hang out with us at Fitz's Spare Keys. Every Tuesday, we are either upstairs or downstairs. Come
think
find
we'll be
us.
upstairs next
I
week.
think we're upstairs next week too. This week we got stuck in the dungeon and they're remodeling, so it's even tighter.
It's pretty metal though. It gets stuck in the dungeon.
Yeah, it's not just as dangerous as it should look for a dungeon, but it works. So yeah, we've got a couple more tracks though that we're gonna end the night with from OutDrejas to wrap it up. So we want to thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you
This
for
was
having
super
us.
exciting. We actually
Thanks.
arranged this I want to say a year,
It
a little
wasn't-
over a year and a half ago, maybe.
I think it was a year and like 2 or 4 months or something
Yeah.
like that.
I met you at a Binnie's.
Yeah, I was buying sake.
Yeah.
That's where you're buying sake?
I love sake.
And you
yeah.
saw the Metal
Whiskey and sake.
Experience
The little
wristband.
bottles, or did they
I was
have big-
buying it's a big bottle and it's pink and it's very good. I don't know how I look drinking it. I might look awesome, I might not, but I
probably
don't
look
care.
real awesome.
I don't care. It's amazing. So
only
Sounds like
bought
that doesn't
sake-
Jinmo
sake.
Junjo. I'm probably
it-
not saying it right.
But it was only like a little guy. It was like that big.
Oh yeah.
And it, you put it in the microwave or whatever, heat it up.
What?
I drink it cold.
Well-
But there's hot. That's a thing. Hot
Hot
sake is a
sake.
thing. That's a thing.
Well, anyway, so we met at a Binnie's. He came through my line and saw my wristband. He's like, "I've heard of you." And then he told me his band name. I was like, "Didn't you play like the Revival or something?" I had read your name off when we were going through the announcements, and yeah, we just made it happen. We were like,
Made it
"Okay, well,
happen.
let's do it." You've played with metal bands. You knew some of our friends. Let's get this on.
We're
So-
we're posers tonight.
Why not?
We're metal posers, and we appreciate everybody.
You
that's
guys, you know the balloon guy at the UC.
It is
so-
true.
Yeah.
Now we just have more connections.
We've been making a name for ourselves in the balloon community of Chicago.
No, that being said, Morgan, just you said connections. My whole mantra is create, connect, conquer.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good
I mean
mantra.
that's all it's about. You guys are supposed to focus on creating. I connect, together we rise and conquer. And that's why I thank you for having me on this. because
Absolutely.
Clearly, I mean, I'm not in the band,
No,
but I've watched these guys for
we
years.
welcome the
and-
opportunity. And I mean, that doesn't have to just go for you. We do welcome co-hosts. So for those that want the opportunity to come out, just contact us. We've got a actually funny story now. We have a comedian coming on to help guest host our victims interview next
hit us
month.
up, we're like,
he hit us up going, "I
"Fuck
know I'm
yeah,
not
dude."
metal, but I'm friends with a bunch of metal heads. Can I
What's
come
the
on?"
dude's name?
Stricker?
I can. My page manager is having issues loading.
Wait, whoa! Facebook gives you problems.
The page manager
Yeah.
does. So
Morgan's
I'm
like,
trying
"Hey,
to.
this comedian hit us up. He wants to know if he could co-host with us." Like, fuck yeah.
Well, I don't like just make
I don't know what he's
drastic
gonna do, but
decisions
cool,
without
yeah,
like
that'd be awesome.
talking to Luco, but I will usually.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm just.
Comedian? Okay.
Yeah, it didn't let me. It
Somebody
didn't
posed
let
the
me.
idea of a yacht party with like DJs and comedy next summer, and I'm like, let's fucking do that.
That would be
Yeah.
really cool.
Rise
His
Against doesn't know it.
name
Invictus will be opening, for them on a
is
yacht.
Joe
That's
Beasley.
my plans. That
Joe
name's familiar.
Beasley. He hit us up last week, so I was like, sure, that's fine. So we will have. He's friends with Enterprise Earth's guitarist Gabe Mangold, and he's also friends with Fleshburner and Polarities, who we've had on our show.
Cool.
Are you gonna play?
Yes, I will play.
Wes's tagline.
His
Jeffrey
tagline?
Artist Media. Create, connect, and conquer the local and regional and national scene.
I don't know who recorded
Did you
that, but I
just do
thought
that
that was
on the
really
spot?
good. Yeah, I thought that was.
I enjoyed
I
that,
thought that was
yeah.
really good that you got somebody to do that. That was.
Cool.
I thought that sounded cool. But
Wow.
anyway, these two songs that we're gonna leave you with, they're very different. The first one is called "The Lucky Leprechaun," and the second one is called "Castle Walls." The Lucky Leprechaun was actually an accident. It was never supposed to exist. I was was the first. So I back before even OutDrejas was a band, before we were a fake band even. I had a few songs that I had written in college, and I was just doing solo acoustic recording in a studio. And I was warming up, and I played this. And I thought they were recording it, and I could never play it again, and I never have. And we have a music video coming out soon, and it's me pretending to play it. I didn't actually get to play it a second time because I don't know how. But it was just really a cool thing that happened once and will never happen again. And it was lucky that it was a captured moment. So it's totally instrumental. It's only about a minute long, acoustic guitar, just one guitar, one take, one track, and just kind of
one hit wonder.
Exactly. And so just there was
literally,
and it was St. Patty's Day weekend. So that's, I mean, how else do you name an original or an instrumental song? You just, so the Lucky Leprechaun. It was lucky they were recording it on St. Patty's Day weekend. And Castle Walls is our hippity hop track. We like once in a while we like to dabble in hippity hop and
not hip hop guys.
No,
hippity hop.
Hippity hop.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
So we actually did that with a rapper friend of ours, BC, on the mic. So on the mic is all one word if you're trying to look him up, but it's that's like our rap rock, kind of song. So it's, obviously, you can hear some of those influences, like in Promise, super Beastie Boys heavy in the verses, and this one is more maybe like a Rage Against the Machine-ish kind of. I mean, that's thrown out a lot, but there's honestly not that many rap rock bands. Like, and there are if you really dig. It's
called new metal.
Yeah, I guess. But that's what that is. There was a lot of fun to record. We actually recorded that song at Groove Master. That was the Disturbed place I mentioned earlier. Mm. But we recorded this on my drum set, and my drum set sucks. Like, I have all my cymbals are missing pieces out of them, and like that was the official drum set of our band for like the first maybe year and a half, 2 years. Like, we played House of Blues with those cymbals before. And we recorded this song, and it was played on 101.1, the Chicago radio station, with broken cymbals. And I just think that's hilarious. But it just shows you what a good sound engineer can do to to EQ everything and to balance it out, and just microphone placement and all that fun, really geeky technical stuff that some people dabble in and some people don't, I guess. But so this Castle Walls is our rap rock hippity hop endeavor.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing your musical journey with us.
Thank
we look
you for
forward
us.
to a new album or music being released to get you guys back on here so we could learn more, because this was very entertaining and educational.
Our next released song will be a cover of the Office theme song.
Oh my gosh.
Coming at you next month.
Will there be another pop-up?
We will see what we're going to do. Our album artwork is a guitar in Jello. That's going to be our artwork.
That's pretty sweet.
And so that's what we're working on now. It's already, we have 9 songs out, and we have 7 more that are recorded, and we're just figuring out how to release them, and each one will be its own special little cupcake.
It's outrageous. What will they do next? Well, here's 2 more tracks to end your night. We'll see you next week with the Eldritch Grimoire. Good night.
Thank you so much, everybody.
BC on the mic. Let's go. But to the outside world, I'm just a boy, you see. So I gotta make sure I keep that mindset. If I don't, I'll probably end up completely mindless. Implant cybernetics in my skin to make it thick. In this business, that's gonna be my greatest defense. Hey, king deserve his own throne. This cold one-bedroom apartment's what I call home. Skipping meals, writing songs, self-delegate. Try my best to get my life in a better place. My kingdom ain't surrounded by a moat. Tears of disappointment leave my comfort fully soaked. I guess that's what'll be the equivalent. All the townspeople I see I ain't fitting with. So I just become an introvert. That way I never set myself up for these castle walls. Will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all? These castle walls, will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all? Life has grown colder as I've grown older. Loneliness is on my shoulders, heavy as a boulder. The reign over my throne has been stopped short, because the king has now become the jester at a court. So I throw my crown into the nearest lake. The weight and gravity of it is too much to take. The weight of the crown is only about a pound, but in my mind it's a ton, my grip's still around. The crown, I can't bring myself to throw it down into the ice cold water, cause I'll probably drown. Without a sound, I just can't release it. The self-conflict, they repeat it. This is just a test to how much self-test I got on my chest. I guess that the message has been set in. The throne's been relinquished. Not even the Titanic scraper against the iceberg had a feeling this sinking. My window of glory disappeared from shrinking. All the time wasted trying to appease all the times people with all their feeble needs. And for their gratitude, do they shower the king with gifts and give him a thanks? They just give him attitude. But he's always the one that they come to. When there's a problem, he's the one that they run to. So now my gift is a dilapidated kingdom. Ain't no sunshine when I can't find freedom. Only thing my screams do for these castle walls is just bounce them off. These castle walls, will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all? These castle walls, will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all? These castle walls, 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 these castle walls. Will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all? These castle walls, will they stand tall or will they crumble down? When I give up the crown, I'm just one king, but I can't do a thing. So is there even a castle at all?